Right, my name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. Now, how is it you go about creating and coming up with ideas? Well, it's worth understanding that your mind is like a knowledge reservoir. A reservoir of data, of experience, of life, right? So the more stuff you put into that reservoir, the better. Knowledge in book writing, experience, SEO, failures, journeys, marketing, MLM, business, finance, entrepreneurship, biographies, creativity, anything you want, science, habits, business management and beyond, almost anything, right, that goes into this pool, the more stuff that's in there, the better. Because from there, you can generate new ideas from your experiences or the world or comments or images or things like that you come across in the world. A prime example of this is that a year ago, just under a year ago, I was at a car park and I saw 4-leaf clover air freshener in the car next to me. And as soon as I saw that, a rush of ideas came into my head. And these different ideas I can then monetize later on. They're low priority right now, but I can monetize it later on. And it's like that's opportunity from nowhere. That's an idea that I got by looking at an image or a little thing, and it creates ideas in here, which I can monetize further on. And it's like, that's very powerful. That's what it's all about. So you want to take in loads of knowledge and read and learn and experience and be curious. Later tomorrow, I'm actually going to a lecture from a university about dementia. Some people will ask why. I will say because I don't know anything about dementia, so all the more reason to learn about it. Even if I know just conversational, just the basics, I know a lot more than most people, and I'm expanding my reservoir as well, because there's an interesting concept or signs to look out for, or ways to reduce it. You know, this information here and there. It's being curious. This is interesting. It's about being curious as well. I personally used to believe that my curiosity and my thirst for knowledge years ago was my greatest weakness, where I was always learning and learning and learning and learning. I wasn't actually doing anything. But the fact that I realised that mistake, shifting it. And now my main problem is I'm not focusing on one thing, I'm focusing on loads of things, and it's like, that's really bad. So you've got to keep learning and always be curious to expand that reservoir, but then also you got to actually take action upon it. And a lot of people talk about, you know, writing down 5 ideas a day. I tried this at once. It was okay. I must have tried it for about a year or so, 2014. Yeah, with the first business I had. The problem I had with it is that not all the ideas were actionable. You come across some great ideas nonetheless, but I find that when you've got, I don't know, maybe it's a case of building the habit, and you've already done that, you know, already exercised that idea generation muscle, or with a big enough reservoir that you just come up with ideas here and there, left and right and centre. I find that doing a lot of research helps, because I want to write fiction, but again it's low priority, but something I want to do once I've finished my current book and done a few other things and sorted out a few other stuff, writing some fiction. So what I'll do is I'll watch, say, 100 videos on YouTube where it's like these video essays and breaking down books or novels or stories and all these kind of things, and I'll just extrapolate. I'll extrapolate the lessons from there, and then I'll watch things like J.K. Rowling or Stephen King for a few hours and listen to the interviews, or George R.R. Martin, listen to loads and loads of interviews and just patch it all together. He mentioned something this, mentioned something there, bring it all together into the Word document, then J.K. Rowling mentions 1 or 2 things and bring that into the Word document, so a massive mishmash, and that reservoir is growing, and then I can just come up with ideas left, right and centre, so it all brews in the back of my head. And in that case then, yeah, it might be worthwhile actually keep having that 5 ideas a day thing. Yeah. I think that's a good one. Yeah, now I think about it right now, yeah, that would be a good idea to get back into the habit of that. Because the idea behind that is, you do that, say 5 ideas a day, even if they're shit ideas. In the course of 1 year, you'll come across 1 golden opportunity, just through law of averages, for example. So yeah, that's probably, yeah, actually, yeah, I agree now. Yeah, is it reflection and action? I'm changing my strategy upon realising that I'm wrong. So yeah, 5 ideas a day. And expanding your knowledge pool, so you've got more ideas to draw upon and more creativity. You're being more resourceful. That's important. All these new ideas here and there and everywhere. So yeah, 5 ideas a day. document for that, or a novel, diary, definitely, and then write it all down. For crying out loud, write these ideas down as well, because a tutor of mine years ago said to me, you've got to write these things down, and because you're more likely to remember them, and that way 0% chance of forgetting them. And it's like, whatever, okay, this is like 7 years ago. And then he gave an analogy where you're on the street or something, or on the bus or in public transport or whatever, you have an idea, ooh, that's a good idea, but then you don't write it down, you forget about it, therefore lost forever. And it's like, I agree, you've got to write this stuff down. A Word document on Dropbox, that's what I personally use, or a notebook. It depends, because the main difference, I think, is that it's handwritten, so it's much more human, I suppose. But if it's Word document and it's on Dropbox, it's online. You can access it more or less everywhere. So you kind of sacrificing the human level for convenience. So whatever, there's logistics is down to you, whatever. But write ideas down. Yeah, definitely to do that. So my question of the day to you is, how are you coming up with ideas? How? And how are you coming up with ideas? And how many ideas have you come up with? What I do, the reservoir thing, I'm always learning, always curious, and I write these things down in a Word document, then in the relevant place. So if I've got a book idea, I'll write it in the book ideas list. If I've got an idea for the business, I'll write it in the business ideas list. If I got an idea for other assets to create, it'll be probably in the relevant section, books or wherever. I had a little notepad as well on the computer with some business ideas. That's around somewhere, but yeah. So write these things down. So how are you coming up with ideas? I forgot the question now. How are you, and what ideas are you coming up with? That's it. Yeah. How cool is that? So, remember also that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?